I just checked my email. I haven't heard anything from Molly saying she's going to be here. But
Good. What if you forgot?
The fire department?
Chief Engel said he should have someone here.
Okay.
I put him
Got a
toward,
minute and a half.
I put him toward the end, just in case I find more time.
How about them Brewers, Mayor?
No, well,
I keep rubbing your nose in there. Yeah.
well, they're not like looking at.
I don't care. You've been a downer ever since they picked up the bats.
I've got 6 o'clock if you want to get going, Ken.
There you go, Jen.
Yeah. Can I sneak a pledge of allegiance in there? Thank you. Call to order, roll call, City of Bayville Finance Committee of the Whole, September 29th, 2025, 6 p.m. Could you take the roll, please?
Alderperson Newman,
Here.
Alderperson Olson. Here. Alderperson Liebnow,
Present.
Alderperson Smith,
Here,
Alderperson Baker.
Here.
Alderperson Henkel is not here, but we do have a quorum.
I'm gonna go to a 1A. Can we do a pledge of allegiance? All right. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Number 2, citizens' comments. Any citizens' comments this evening? Seeing none, we're gonna go on to 3, discuss with possible action. 3A, review of proposed 2026 tag center and recreation budgets. Just like we did last week, if we have anything that's glaring or you don't think is right or incorrect, we could put on the parking lot for later discussion, which we put a few items last time. So that's where we're at.
Wasn't Nicole tell you how much we need to make up?
Okay,
For the general fund,
sounds like a great idea.
Right.
currently we're standing at a negative $41,035 for our general fund. $41,035 as a deficit right now.
That we have to make up,
That we need or borrowed or didn't borrow or something was missed.
that we need to cut out of the budget.
Okay.
Of expenses
To be under our restraints, or where
Right.
we need to be
Correct.
at our percentage.
at our levy limit.
There we go, that's what I was looking for, 41,000 for the levy limit, okay. That's not tag center.
Yeah.
That's, all right,
that's not a net number. If we give anybody any of their requests, that number goes up.
Right.
so I open it up, anyone sees anything out of the ordinary or questions?
All right, I
Sounds
have
good
some
for-
questions. So of course, I'm gonna look at the high percentages in the right column. You know, like anything over 100%.
Yep.
Let's see, the biggie one, let's start with, what is that huge one? Well, there's this one,
What page you on?
I believe I'm on.
Or what are you looking at, like, as far as the
The last issue.
title?
Well, anything that's a negative 100, like the office supplies, for instance, wrong line. Life insurance.
That is because we ended up combining those accounts, and I know this report kind of gets a little confusing, but we put like the sick leave, vacation pay, and the holiday pay, I put that in one line item now, because we might as well budget the same amount every year, so we budget in one line. So you might have a few more questions on one of those.
Okay. Sounds good. And
Now, while you're reviewing that, in this year's budget, we haven't done it in a couple years, but this year we, put the depreciation amount in there. Being that you have, two options, it's a non-cash accounting expense that spreads throughout the cost of like the buildings and the treadmills, throughout the useful life. For that reason, it doesn't actually affect the budget on what you're spending and what you have allowable for spending, so I reached out to a few municipalities. So you have the option to, if you did not take depreciation in the budget, right now we're sitting at a deficit of 192,876. That's with the depreciation in the budget. If you take it out, the tank center has a positive balance of 51,824. So I reached out to some other municipalities. Some of them put it on the line, at the bottom line of the budget, just so that the council knows that, hey, this is the depreciation amount, but that does get involved in the financial statement, so it doesn't get missed or anything, it's just the budget is the operating expenses. But that's a
But
choice.
it's not
that you guys-
normally added into the normal budget,
Right,
what you're saying, yeah.
All right,
so
so
it's up
it's,
to, ultimately, it's up to the council if you guys want to keep it in the budget, or,
I didn't know any of this stuff, what depreciation was or anything, but I live in an account, he dumps it down to me, so I understand.
yeah. So during this time, we need to find 41,035. Is that what you were saying about deficit?
Yeah, but not the tag.
not the tank, because that's a different fund, but
Okay,
that's not the
It's
general.
in, it's in fund
all right.
10.
Not this one, all right.
But one of the things though, that we should talk about though is, the recreation stuff, because that was, part of it's in fund 10. And we used to always have that in our own separate fund, away from, the general fund. But for some reason, we have it under the general fund, and how much was that for?
That's approximately like 50,000 that the general fund pays for the rec director,
For the wage.
cover the wages.
And you think half your time is spent on the recreation stuff, or no?
I would say probably average, but yeah, some days a lot more, some days a little bit less. But yeah, it's a lot, I mean, there's a lot of time that's put into recreation, you know.
Let me ask you about is the income coming back? I mean, some of those numbers, have they straightened out the daily passes, silver sneaker stuff? Well, you got some stuff that's minus, I mean, is that still how it's gonna wind up, minus 40%, minus?
No, well, some of it, so when you look at some of the line items on there, where they're at, if you're looking at like the silver sneaker, if you look at the silver sneaker where it's at, we're at 3 lines down from silver sneaker. So silver sneaker, actually, most of that switched over to Optimum Fitness. And so most of the Optimum Fitness now is, it took over at silver sneaker. So if you look at where silver sneaker is gonna be way down, Optimum Fitness is gonna be way up. So it's evening itself out. If you look at some of this stuff as far as like memberships or anything like that, they only are counted for the month that they renew. And talking to Karen, our front office person out there, she knows stuff inside and out, majority of the stuff and renews are done in the fall.
So that number, 4.97% increase in income is pretty much accurate for next year?
I feel comfortable where it's at, but you have to remember with something like this, it's all speculation, something, it can change real quickly with the economy or not, but it's been staying consistent, it's been doing well.
Well, like I ask everybody, are you comfortable with the city's recommended budget for the tag center?
Yeah, the only one that is a little bit is, we went through and had a little bit of cuts on some of the wages, or not wages, but the hours or money that we're spending on some of this stuff here. So we're gonna try to make it work for cutting some, in the building maintenance, but we're gonna try to make it work.
In other words, you're not asking for an increase in any of that, right?
Well, we didn't ask for an increase, we cut it pretty dramatically, it was cut, and that, so we're gonna try to make it work.
And when was that cut?
When was that meeting, a week ago,
Yeah, last week.
last week? Yeah, in
It
our,
was about $10,000.
yeah, we were a little bit high on it, last year, so we cut out about 35,000 to where we were the first 6 months of this year, we really cut like 35,000 out of it already, just because that's where we're at, it was higher than it needed to be. And then we ended up cutting another 10,000 out of that, so it's gonna be, and that's cleaning the building, supervising the building. And the cleaning is the most important part of it out there, I mean, that's gotta happen out there, so that'll be a
So,
work in progress.
long story short, you're comfortable with the mayor's, not comfortable, you're okay with the mayor's recommended budget for the tax?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to,
Well, wait a minute, it wasn't my budget, because my budget had that 10,000, and we just cut this.
oh,
out
wait,
last
okay.
week. So, I'm just letting you know.
So wait a minute, so if it's not your, it's labeled the recommended budget by the administrator and the mayor, so you want, on your, do you want to input something on that?
No, I just want to go on record that this was cut last week, which I submitted my budget, how many weeks ago? 3-4 weeks ago.
So are you okay with that, or do you want to still
Well, like
keep
John
that on the
said,
table?
John said we're gonna try to.
We're always trying to make it work, I mean, we're always trying to,
Trying to make
cut
it
as
work.
much as we can to make it work.
I think what the biggest issue here is the depreciation. Do you want to, we haven't depreciated, we never took an appreciation.
Never.
Before, so do we want to have the bottom line on, depreciation? And the other question is, how did you come up with depreciation?
Oh, I have a worksheet that I plugged in the numbers and by the years it divides all
So it
the
gives you like a
equipment.
recommendation of,
Yeah, it gives me the equipment, how,
all right, so
We've
that's,
always recognized the depreciation, but we've never made it a part of the budget
right,
as an income thing. We've always recognized it as possible to justify.
right, so do we want to put the bottom, do we want to put the bottom line item to have depreciation in?
Yeah, as long as you put an asterisk with it that identifies it as not, in other words, it's for
Yeah.
information only, that's how normally they do it.
Right, you guys good with that? Okay, then the
Yes.
second question is that we should probably put on the parking lot, the recreation side of it, whether if you want to take it out of the general fund, or stick into another fund, or where we want it.
Okay, I agree with that.
it used to be in the fireworks fund.
Are you talking about recreation wages?
Yes, because it's coming out of Fund 10 right now, and necessarily doesn't have to come out of Fund 10. And
Somebody keeping track of this.
that might save some revenues for Fund 10 that we, need to make up for without.
As far as the depreciation goes, that was request from the Bachhuber Foundation, because they can use that to generate, they can use the depreciation actually in their funding, they can actually use it on their tax returns. But anyway, so I'll make a recommendation to approve the tag center budget, subject to the $10,000 being, that the mayor was speaking about, stay on the parking lot until we get a more definitive thing with that, and that the depreciation be marked with an asterisk indicating that it is a informational entry.
And the recreation put on parking lot.
Right, that's what I said.
Just
what I said first.
Real, one quick question, because I know the state came through just recently, and we're out of sync, or out of regulation with lifeguards. Is that
I
lifeguards?
think we're gonna, it hasn't added anything to, we did not add anything to K-Cap so late in the year here.
Okay,
I think we're gonna be okay with
Okay.
what we're gonna have to add, I think we're gonna be able to absorb it into
Right.
it, and revenues will be going up in the pool anyways, so, I think they're gonna offset, and then next year we'll see where we're at, but it's not gonna be like a huge,
No.
increase.
But it's different.
It's definitely different, yes,
And
absolutely.
you were caught with, we were caught with less than
Yeah.
required.
Yeah, early last year was
Yeah.
okay, and that's where we
Yeah.
switched it all to, we went to, and now, this year now it's different again, as far as with what we have for activities in the pool.
When we talked about it in the committee meeting, he indicated that at the most, it would probably shorten some of the pool hours by a small amount at times.
And there's times that we're gonna be able to, we're gonna look at this year, so hopefully it's not gonna be a,
Well, just, I would know if John's done a great job out there. I mean, just, we're looking at a $51,000 positive balance at the end of the day.
Right.
Even though we are levying some money towards it, but just a couple of years ago, it was a 210 negative deficit.
Exactly.
So you've done a great job turning things around out there, and I appreciate it. I'm sure taxpayers appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
so it's going good.
So my motion stands with those.
Second by the motion. So first by Smith, second by DeBaker.
Do we do a roll on this?
Yes.
Do you want
Alderperson Smith,
Aye.
Alderperson Baker.
Aye.
Alderperson Lehno.
Aye.
Alderperson Newman,
Aye,
Alderperson Olson.
Aye.
Motion carries.
thank you.
Thank you.
3B, thanks, Mr. Wild. 3B, review the proposed 2026 Department of Public Works budget. That is 3B. Jake
Hello.
Shelton. Same thing again, if you want to sneak through and look through and review, if something you see that's glaring that you think should be in the parking lot, please speak up. I'm sure Jake will have answer any of your questions that you need.
I'll start with one, just to open it up here. So right now, we increased the salt to 150,000. And we decreased my parks one from 62 to 55. And I believe strongly that if we could cut 20 to 30,000 out of the salt, it'll be 120,000. As long as I can get back up to 62,000 for my parks maintenance. Because right now we are in almost October and I only have probably like 6,000 left in my maintenance one for parks. So I'm willing to part ways with 20 to 30,000 of salt to make that work. And then that would save possibly $20,000, cut your deficit in half.
You have salt ordered for?
All our sheds are full right now. Last year our bill was, I think, 89,000. And this year-
An excess last.
Yep, our bill right now, well, per ton it's $90.45, and I believe that puts us at like 99,000 or something, whatever it is, something such to that. So I think if we can go to 120 or $130,000 instead of 150, we can make that work. As long as I can get up to at least 62,000 in the park.
Right. Well, the problem is though, is on your salt budget, that goes with the transportation needs, document that we have to submit. So if we lower the amount that form is on transportation aids, it just shows that we need less money to the state. We get less, could potentially get less revenue. It would make more sense to keep everything where it is, and at the end of the day, if we have money in our salt budget, then we could
Take it out.
transfer it over
Take care of parks,
to take care of the amount of money Sandy's gonna need.
because you're at 62 and you dropped it to 55.
55, yeah.
So you probably keep it at 62. Is that what you're recommending?
Basically, keep it at 65 and then
No,
say we
what I'm
don't
saying
use.
is keep everything the way it is,
Yeah.
but that towards the end of the day, if we got money in salt budget,
Extra.
extra, we could transfer it.
Do a budget amendment.
Yeah.
A couple of times we've ordered salt because of deadlines, even though we didn't anticipate needing it, then there was a penalty if you turned it down too late, so we took delivery of it, remember? So then we had to
Yeah,
store
and
it.
then this past year, the state bought it back being such a mild winter that instead of taking a penalty, the state
Okay,
bought it all back.
so we're okay, you don't anticipate having to order anymore?
No, our sheds, we have
Okay,
1,050 tons in there right now, our sheds are tight full, so.
so we're not gonna get back in that same box we got into a couple of
We
years ago.
don't know what,
we should be
where
good.
we would put more salt. That's
So I know, but
Yeah,
the
that's true.
problem is they make you order it
Right, I mean, that's why we had that one shed over by
Yeah,
the
I
library.
know, but,
We actually packed that full because we had too much salt. And
So-
then we're tearing the building down anyway, so just pack it in here.
Yeah.
We got it.
so you're okay with all of that? Are you
Yeah.
okay with the mayor's solution to your,
I'm good with that as long as, say, I go over 55,000, we can take
Right,
from the
You
Sultan.
could put a field note on your, you
Yeah.
have notes on your,
I will put it on.
yeah, put a note on there.
Yep, as long as I can do that, I'm good with it.
how are you doing with your limping chopper machine? Your branch grinder, you're okay?
We're making it work.
What about our street cleaner?
That was just out last week, or yeah, last week it was just out.
We don't share that with anybody, do we?
That's
Um,
just ours.
and there was something wrong with it at one time, wasn't there?
At one point there was, but then they took it over, it was gone for a couple months, this past spring, and now we've been golden ever
We
since.
just bought the thing a couple years ago.
Yeah, it's not that old at all.
We used to have, Theresa used to call us to rent it out for a day or two. They still do
Okay,
that.
that's, I
Not ever
heard
since I've been here
something.
for 2 or 3 years, however long it's been, we've never been called.
All
And
right,
our vacuum for the leaves is fine?
If that's all ready to go, we're gonna start that this week.
All right, so everything is good with the mayor's notes? Did you get the notes? The mayor's note, I'll recommend the public works budget. I'll make a motion to approve that, unless anybody has any more questions.
I'll second it then.
First by Bascom. Second by Ken Olson.
Second by Kim Olson.
Take a roll.
Alderperson Smith,
Aye.
Alderperson Olson,
Aye.
Alderperson Newman,
Aye.
Alderperson Leeknam,
Aye.
Alderperson Baker.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thanks,
right.
Dave.
Thank you.
So we don't have to do 3B1.
No.
3C, review of the proposed 2026 fire department budget.
Gentlemen, how's it going?
Good, how's everybody?
Hi, guys.
You're good?
Good evening.
Good.
Anybody have any questions?
I got a question on, line 351, the maintenance is up 4,900%. I'm sure there's a project you guys are.
Yeah, so originally we had put down $7,500 in capital improvement. And when we met originally with the mayor and Stephanie and Alderman Newman, we went through capital improvement and said if it was below 10,000, try to move it into our regular annual budget, and that's why that increase is there.
Yeah,
So the
typically,
7,500 is for the plumbing work on
typically if it's under 10,000, we want to try to absorb it, not to borrow for it.
Gotcha.
Or you could have like $500 increments that we're borrowing for.
And then besides that, it was already more than a year prior because we also had a failed furnace. So we have 3 of them.
Yeah.
3 of the furnaces in total in the bay. One of them is currently not operating. And the worry there was if we run on 2 throughout the winter, because they're all old, that we have another one because they're running extra. So that is the water heater, and plumbing work, and a furnace repair.
All right, thank you.
You had a damaged garage door too, did that get taken care of by insurance?
The police department,
No, it was just the trim work, we did that internally.
Okay,
I think their budget's pretty much flat, right?
Yes.
And you guys are gonna get the new furnace, right?
Yes.
CIP, so that'll help.
And we'll get a couple different quotes for that work.
Well, how is the drainage project coming?
They're starting tomorrow.
Good.
So we should know by the end of the week if it's worst case or,
Fingers crossed it's minimum and they're able to go so many feet still in. If they gotta go out further to the road, then it turns into the worst case.
Okay.
I'm meeting at 6:30 tomorrow, so.
So you guys are happy with the budget for,
Yeah, out of everything we worked with the team on and requested, we got for education and training, which is fine because, we can manage that. That was projected. So we were fine with not getting that because we always try to budget for in case we get a couple new members. But John and I sat down and have actually made a training plan, not just for this year, but the year following with members. And if it comes to be, we have new members join that need schooling, we will shuffle those priorities and move them out accordingly to cover the costs.
Gotcha.
makes a motion? Makes a motion,
Me to make the motion? You're gonna make my motion.
I know. Leave one for you in case it's screwed up.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
There we go. You want to take a roll?
Alderperson Newman,
Thanks, guys, by the way. Thank you.
Thank you.
Aye.
Alderperson Baker.
Aye.
Alderperson Smith,
Aye.
Alderperson Lehno.
Aye.
Alderperson Olson,
I,
motion carries.
Number 4, and I get adjournment.
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
Mr. Smith, Mr. Lehman. All in favor of adjournment? Aye. 6:25. Thank you.
All right. Call the council meeting order at 6:27. Please take the roll.
Alderperson Baker.
Here.
Alderperson Smith,
Here.
Alderperson Lehno,
Present.
Alderperson Newman,
Here.
Alderperson Olson.
Here.
Alderperson Henkel is not here, we have a quorum.
All right, it says the comments tonight. All right, item 3, consider adjournment, closed session pursuant to Wisconsin statute 19.851G for the purpose of conferring with legal counsel for government body who is running oral written advice concerning strategies to be adopted by the body with respect to litigation in which it is or likely to become involved, specifically related to a claim by an employee against the city of Mayville. Their motion to go into closed session.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Levino,
I'll second that.
second by DeBaker. Any discussion? Please take the roll.
Alderperson Lehno,
Present. Aye.
Alderperson Baker.
Aye.
Alderperson Smith,
Aye.
Alderperson Newman,
Aye.
Alderperson Olson,
I.
motion carries.
All right, we're in closed session.
Me 2 minutes to take this all down for you.
All right.
See you.